Dani, it's good to talk to you again, man. It's good to see you, as I said. Of course, the new Cradle of Filth live album, Trouble and Their Double Lives, has just been released. And it's your first in 20 years, man. And it's a really good career spanning retrospective, not only the songs, but, where they've been recorded and things like that. Good memories.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I think that the actual official documents set or information sent out by the record company is a bit wrong because it was for the Cryptoriana World Tour, which would have started in 2015. But yeah, we toured the entire world, and that world tour was extended a little bit by the fact that we re-released Cruelty and the Beast as Remistressed, and so that extended the world tour by another year. And the whole thing's a bit circumstantial, really. We didn't intend to release a live album. We just found ourselves with some spare time and a bunch of material that we didn't realize had been recorded. So it was suggested by our sound guy that we do a live record. We gave everything to our studio engineer. He said he laboriously went through everything. Result.
So you didn't sit in there going through tapes?
Yeah, of course.
Hours.
We did for a while, but he did the grunt work.
Mate, it'd be just complete madness going through all those tapes. All the tapes? Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
What year am I in? Fuck. That would have been just complete madness going through all that to find the right moments.
Yeah, he good takes, good performances, just stuff they thought would work well. And obviously he had a shopping list of songs that we wanted to put on there. We realized it was going to be a double album, hence the title. And the reason we putting 2 new songs on there as well was because everything got delayed, obviously, because that thing, I don't know if you remember, it was called the pandemic, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And subsequently, we found ourselves delayed by a year, like everybody else. Existence is Futile was delayed by an entire year. Thus, our transition from one record company to another. We're now on Napalm.
Yeah.
From New Blast. That was delayed by a year. So it sort of fell in that interim gap, and we had a lineup change. And subsequently, we started writing for a new album, but we just thought, no, we best press reset on that, but didn't want to lose those 2 tracks because they were great. So we decided quite fortuitously to put them on the live album. That's giving people a window into what Cradle are like at the present.
They're great, man. Those tracks, they're really, really good. I love their energy and stuff. Like, really sick, man. Are they separate from what's coming?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Like I said, we pressed reset on the whole writing a new album. In actual fact, we're what date is it? It's the 1st, right? Okay, so in 2 weeks' time, we'll be playing in Las Vegas at the Sick New World Festival.
Yeah.
The moment we get down on English soil after that, we're begin recording our new album, which will take us across the summer, I should think. We've got just a handful of summer festivals this year. Next year is going to be a busy one for us with the album release. Busy at the end of the year, so the majority of the summer is just going to be being creative.
Has it got a name yet?
Jeff.
You're not going to tell me.
I've got no idea. I mean, we haven't even got in the studio.
Mate, it's one of those things you sort of wait until the songs all as a collective tell you what it wants to be, or is it?
I guess we actually haven't finished writing it. We've got a couple of, always the case, last minute additions to. Just because people want to try and get stuff in and, good enough, blah, blah, blah. So, things go through revisions all the time in the studio because we've been there a couple of months, well, probably 3 to 4 months. Don't work weekends. It's a local studio. That's the beauty of it. But it does mean having to fly people in from Czech Republic and America to fulfill their duties. But I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be it's like Darth Vader's control panel behind
you. Yeah, that's the question. Where are you looking?
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm pointing at the screen. Of course, you can't see. Just with those buttons, it look like the
Oh
chest
yes,
panel.
that is. Yeah, no, this is my studio roadcaster, but it does look. My son thinks it looks like Darth Vader's control, which I've got over the other side. And I was like, how can you see that all the way? It was like, I'm one of those, dude. I know you are as well. Where this is like my studio slash collector room full of stuff, Evil Dead shrines and things.
Did you see the new movie?
Fucking oath, I did. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I saw it on Thursday. You like it?
Loved it.
I loved it as well. And surprisingly, I'm normally the person that would be like, they could have done this better, they could have done that better.
Yeah.
I didn't come out of the theatre thinking that, but immediately I just checked out. I don't know why. I just want to check out on other people's opinions. And it got like 7.5 on one of these big, I don't know, it's ID, whatever it is. And yeah, a lot of the comments were, oh, it could have been bloodier. It could have, had a bit more scary parts. And I thought, actually, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm finicky when it comes to horror movies, you know what I mean? Because I've got a lot of good friends that work in the horror industry or write about horror. And I'm always asking them, can you give me any, sort of, inspiration for movies that are out at the moment? And they're constantly like, well, I saw Mandy. I said, everybody's seen that. Everybody's seen, Hereditary, Midsummer, the usual.
Yeah.
I want to hear you that nobody's, that's not well known, but some great importance or looks awesome, and very few and far between, it seems. But this I thought was really good.
Yeah, me too. And I love how it built on the lore of
yeah. I love the fact that it had another Necronomicon as well, which is awesome.
Spoilers.
I thought characters are pretty, you couldn't flesh them out anymore, really, but it wasn't a long. Well, yeah, it was a good 2-hour long movie. I loved it. I don't know why they hate.
Nah, I don't either, and I want more. That's all. I just want more Evil Dead. Yeah.
And hopefully not another 10 years between this and the next one.
Absolutely, but one more with Bruce would be pretty good.
Yeah.
Just one.
What I like about the last two is that as much as I like the black comedy, and when you're young and you saw things like I don't know, American Werewolf in London or Evil Dead, you sort of kind of didn't notice the black comedy.
Yeah,
it was just. Nowadays, I think I love Ash versus Evil Dead, but I love the sincerity and the nastiness of it having zero comedy to it.
I agree. Yeah, that's right. And this one was pretty nasty. It was like,
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I must admit, they advertised this whole thing about the cheese grater. They did a whole poster with that. And that was a little underused.
Yeah. Well, I wanted, a couple of minutes of cheese grater chasing would have been.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to Cradle of Filth, of course. I love talking Evil Dead. Mate, we'll be here for hours. But I did like the special edition that's come out with the black earplugs. Whose idea was that? Your idea?
Well, I think you need earplugs when you listen to Cradle of Filth. It just seems apt. Maybe some toilet roll time.
That's the poor man's. But we've all been there at a gig where they're like, "Oh, we've run out," and you're like, "You have to go and shove them in." But I think that's caring for your fans' hearing.
Yeah.
At least says that. But of course, what were we talking about? We were talking, of course, you recently wrapped up a tour with your mate Des from Devildriver. That looked incredible. I spoke to him the other day, and he had nothing but great things to say about you and Cradle of Filth and how important that band is to him and his wife, Anastasia. Wonderful people.
We're his cash cow.
Wonderful people. But how's it, hitting the road with him? And
yeah, it was an amazing tour. It was like going out with bestie, and very family affair. I mean, I managed to bring my girlfriend out for like 10 days. He had his wife out. We shared crew. It was very family orientated, very fun, really relaxed, totally chill. So much so that we've got a second leg happening in September.
Oh, cool.
/ October. A third leg happening. This is States and Canada. And then we're hoping to bring it over to Australia. We're hoping to bring it over to Europe as well. It's a really successful tour. I know it's not two black metal bands, but I think it works better because of that. You get, to the untrained ear, it's all loud music. So,
yeah, but I think there's something about both of you guys would be, it would complement. I think it would be really cool to see because it
was a great tour. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, yeah, I'd love to see that down here. Because when was the last time we saw you? It was the pandemic thing really messed up the timeline. You know what I mean? I'm trying to remember when everything happened.
It was definitely 2019 because we did Australia and then headed over to New Zealand.
That's right. It was just before.
Yeah, absolutely. We'd have been back since, but yeah, kind of got in the way, didn't it?
The whole thing. Yeah, especially, man, that last album was great, man. I really loved Existence of Futile. It's such a great record.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. So, I mean, with that and changing labels, was that something that was difficult for you guys at the time? Like with everything stretched out?
Well, we were it was very fortuitous for us and fortunate that we just finished that world tour and we'd gone into the studio. We'd had the drums laid down, which is important because our drummer's from the Czech Republic, and then all the borders closed. And we had everything demoed. So we used the demos, and I just kind of went in there and started messing around recording vocals and everything against tantamount just the drums, but with guide guitars and everything. And everybody came in and filled their bits when and, if they could. But it was a really relaxed affair. Really enjoyed it. The weather was incredible here. So it just felt like we were on holiday. And nobody was there. No record company was breathing down our necks saying, oh, it's going to be delivered in 3 weeks, because nobody knew when the fucking pandemic was going to end. So it was a good time. It just got a little boring because we obviously finished it, and it's like, well, we can't release it now because we can't back it up by touring or anything. So it just sort of kind of sat around for a year. And I actually by the time it got released, I was bored sick of it. But yeah, it was weird. But I mean, we were, like I said, we were fortunate. The pandemic was a shitty thing that happened to a lot of people. And in hindsight, we probably shouldn't have taken it quite as serious as we did. With the constant lockdowns and the amount of money that we ploughed into fucking the economy to try and save it, etc.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway,
it's hectic, man. Everything we're dealing with now. But I tell you what, man. Like, you even had a beer company down here release some Cradle of Filth beer, which was pretty amazing. Did you guys get any? Did you get any of that?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, absolutely. Could have been a bit stronger, but yeah, it's fine.
Can always be stronger. And it's coming up in Australian beer. I mean, is it something you'll do more?
Castlemaine 4X.
Yeah. No one.
We're led to believe that is the actual lifeblood of Australia over here.
4X? No.
That's what they let.
Mate, the red and gold is. People are gonna want to fight me over that. I'm a VB man. Yeah. But 4X and Foster's. No one drinks Foster's either. Does everyone think we drink Foster's over there?
In fact, I don't drink anymore. So I tried a alcohol-free Foster's, and it tasted pretty much the same as a normal one. Literally.
That's terrible. But one thing I did want to ask you about, I know you're probably sick of being asked about it, but if I don't, my kids are gonna eat me alive. Of course.
I'd like to see that.
Sorry?
Film it.
Okay. All right, I'll call them in now. You can just sit there, get some popcorn while I'm being torn apart by a 6 and 9-year-old. Yeah. There you go. It's a horror movie in there.
I'll leave it even Evil Dead then.
Yes. Hey, that's a spoiler.
You're gonna say Sheeran, aren't you?
What's that?
Are you gonna say Ed Sheeran?
Yeah. You knew I was gonna say it because they're obsessed. I know. They're obsessed. I'm a fan. I said to them, I said, like, Cradle of Filth and you're doing a song with Ed Sheeran, and they were so excited because they know that I'm a Cradle of Filth fan. So it's both of those worlds coming together, I guess. But one thing I want to know, is it him jumping into your world or you jumping into his world? Which is interesting.
It's him jumping into our world.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it has these attributes to it. We got him to record acoustic guitar. We're not really renowned for drop-down acoustic guitar sections in our music at all. But it is what you imagine it to be. It is a marriage of Ed Sheeran and Cradle of Filth. We even snuck a blast beat into it. The track itself, the ideology behind it is we're going to release it as a charity single.
Oh, cool.
We're about to mix it. The trouble is being made of thirst, etc. Everybody I know is on holiday, bar me. Everybody's on holiday, including my producer. So we don't actually get back to it till Friday. So it'll be mixed in Friday and next week. And then it's going to go to his manager and our manager, and then they're going to decide how to put it out into the world. But yeah, it's a charity single. We got our charity, he's got his. It's not like a comical thing.
No.
It's very serious. The track's great, in fact. And he was great about it as well. It took tantamount to about 2 years of being a pen pal before we actually met up. And bearing in mind, he just said, yeah, cool, I'll come down to the studio next week. And I went, okay, these are the directions, etc. I was expecting him to have turned up with some security or a couple of friends, a bit of protection, really. I'm not talking about Durex. I'm just talking about people looking. He just came on his own, guitar slung over his shoulder, driving his wife's car. And bearing in mind he's worth God knows how many millions.
Yes.
Very low key, very chilled, Cradle of Filth hoodie. Just came just like one of the lads. Really, really good fun.
Did he tell you how he got into Cradle of Filth to begin with? Like, was
Yeah. It was an interesting story because he was due to, when you do when you're at university or college or whatever, and they sort of pimp you out to do work. It's like a work choice thing. You go work in your field of expertise or whatever you want to do. So he wanted to do music. So they pimped him out to the studio. I guess it was his choice. And we always used to use this one studio to build the demos, rehearse, etc. We never recorded there. We always went to a bigger, better studio. There's usually a live-in one. We don't really do that anymore. I mean, anybody can afford to, but residential, they called them. But anyway, the engineer and producer of the studio told everybody that we were definitely doing our album there. It's just what he did. And so subsequently, Ed was like, cool, Cradle, they're one of my favorite bands. I'm going to get work experience there. And then it didn't happen because it wasn't going to happen anyway. We moved to a different studio to record the album. And subsequently, he went, oh, sod it then. I'll try something else. But he couldn't get a job anywhere else. Oh. So they put him at the local town council doing like a desk job. At which point he said it was the worst fucking experience of his life thus far. And it catapulted him back into doing music himself because he realised he didn't want a shitty job for the rest of his life. So in some small way, we did contribute to his career.
That's really cool. Because, I mean, it's one of those things where, Cradle of Filth and metal in general, sometimes you just don't know, hey? Like, you don't know who's into metal, and then it's not until they go, oh, I like that band, and, wearing a shirt. It's a beautiful thing about it, hey?
Yeah, I'm yet to see the Pope in one of Cradle shirts, but he's got a wardrobe full of them, I hear. Some rare ones.
Wow. I'd love to see that. Because
it's called Pope Culture.
What is it?
Come on, it's a bad joke.
Really?
Morning. It's obviously too late in the afternoon for you.
Yeah. Boom. Yeah. But Dani, mate, it's always good to talk to you, dude. Thank you so much for hanging out on the show. And we're going to have all the links down here to the live album. And we can't wait to see what you've got coming up next. So, mate.
We can't wait to get over there. Hopefully next year. That's the plan. This year, like I say, this is our creative year. Next year's our sort of busy out on the road year. I know everything's been put together. I know that Australia is on the cards, but I don't want to like say, yeah, we're coming here, and then that doesn't materialize.
Yes, but I'm being hopeful, dude. Especially next year, we'll see you in Brisbane. I hope.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. All right, dude. Well, hey, enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you next year. In the meantime, we've got all the links down there, and take care, brother.
Yeah, man. Thanks so much.
Awesome. Thank you. See you, man.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.